6.7 Distribution. The availability of both internal and external documents should be ensured. The OMCL should describe how all staff concerned have access to the appropriate documents for controlled paper copies, e.g. record of issuing of all copies, or electronic documents, e.g. description of internal network or dedicated software. It should also describe if external distribution is allowed and how confidentiality is ensured. If documents are distributed electronically, the OMCL should ensure that the integrity of the information is maintained, e.g. preventing accidental change of SOPs. 6.8 Obsolete documents. The OMCL should promptly remove invalid/obsolete documents from all points of issue or use. Unintended use of invalid/obsolete documents should be avoided, e.g. by marking the documents. Obsolete documents may become records for traceability purposes. 6.9 Archiving. The OMCL should define retention times for obsolete documents, considering the archiving requirements defined for quality and technical records, see Section 7.4. 7 Management of records. 7.1 Availability. The OMCL should define rules to access, identify, collect and index records in order to ensure that they are readily retrievable. The OMCL can index records by carrying out an inventory of the records. The inventory should contain the identity of the record, the person responsible for the type of record, the location, the archiving organization, cabinet, shelf, folder, binder, box, the retention time, etc. 7.2 Generating records. The OMCL should ensure traceability, legibility, and integrity of its records. This might be, for example, by recording observations, data, and calculations at the time they are made. Making sure that data on records are original, raw data, exact, clear, accurate, and complete. Records on thermal paper should be copied. Identifying the person who performed the test or the activity and when the activity took place. Prohibiting the use of pencil, eraser, correction fluid, sticky notes or similar. Assuring each mistake shall be crossed out, not erased, made illegible or deleted and the correct information entered alongside with the date and identification of the person making the correction and if appropriate, a reason for modification. Crossing out empty fields to ensure they were not forgotten and to avoid filling in afterwards, e.g. not applicable, if applicable. Signing across a paper that is attached or glued to a support paper, e.g. printout from the balance glued in the laboratory notebook, to clearly identify if a piece of information I lost. For logbooks, pages should be marked sequentially so as to ensure that no page is removed. Specific measures should be in place for electronic records to avoid loss and trace changes of original data, e.g. by an electronic audit trail. Protection and backup of records should be described according to PA/PH/OMCL 08-69-3R, OMCL Guideline on Validation of Computerized Systems, Core Document and Annexes. 7.3 Control of Data. The OMCL should implement a procedure for protection of data. This includes, but is not limited to, integrity and confidentiality of data entry, collection, storage, transcription, transmission, and processing of data. Calculations and data transfer shall be subject to appropriate checks, e.g. double-checking when appropriate, avoiding the transcription of data or ensuring transcription is checked. 7.4 Storage and Archiving. The OMCL should describe how quality and technical records are stored in order to ensure security and confidentiality. Records should be easily accessible and readily available. For electronic records, legibility should be checked periodically, for example after software updates. The OMCL should define retention times to meet requirements from national regulations, accreditation body or equivalent, e.g. an audit cycle, as well as any other requirements, e.g. from customer. Records should be archived for at least 5 years after the date of issuing. Records from batch release activities should be archived in accordance with the EU Administrative Procedure for Official Control Authority batch release. Particular attention should be paid to the storage system to prevent damage, deterioration, or loss of information. 7.5 Disposal. The OMCL should describe the process for the disposal of records after their retention time, destruction, or long-term storage, according to national regulations or any other requirements. Confidentiality should also be considered.